like, why in the heck nobody told me about what Elon Musk is doing over there on Twitter? Nobody shouldn't have had to tell me that. I should have seen that, but it did not cross. Oh my gracious, man. See, that's what's happening. I need to stop checking things out that's outside of what my algorithm already is. That way certain things could just pop up, boom. Ah, I didn't know that was there. Ooh, I didn't know that was there. Ow, I didn't know that was there. And then next thing you know, I'm on point. So we about to check it out.
Fox News alert, Elon Musk highlighting documents on Twitter's censorship of the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Oh my gracious, he dropped it? So that's what he put out? No, I thought that was supposed to be hush hush. I thought nobody was supposed to put that out. Oh my gracious. Already know CNN and MSNBC not talking about that.
Newly released details from journalist Matt Taibbi, who Musk outsourced the findings to, tweeted, the decision was made at the highest levels of the company, but without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey. He was asleep at the wheel. He continues, they just freelanced it, is how one former employee characterized the decision. Hacking was the excuse, but within a few hours, pretty much everyone realized that wasn't going to hold, the excuse of hacking.
Ooh, man, they are making politics good again. They're making politics juicy again. Make politics juicy again.
But no one had the guts to reverse it. Here to react, Compact Magazine founder and editor who worked at the New York Post, Sohrab Ahmari. Sohrab, thanks for being here. As someone who was there at the Post and saw this suppression, your reaction to what Elon Musk is releasing?
Now, before he starts talking, I can only imagine what he was thinking the entire time, because he knew that the information was out there, but he was wondering, why are they not showing this? Why aren't they showing this? Now, oh man, it's go time now. Let's hear what he got to say. He about to let some daggone cats out the bag.
Well, it's just a kind of cold anger, to be honest. Cold anger mainly at my fellow members of the media, who at the time all lined up behind the censorship. Natasha Bertrand of Politico calling it disinformation. NPR saying we won't even touch it because this isn't a real story. And all of this was based on this excuse that this was hacked material. And what these set of documents now make clear is that even inside Twitter, within a matter of hours, they knew the hacked material excuse wasn't going to hold up, and yet they insisted on it. And for weeks, they suspended the New York Post Twitter account, the oldest continuously published daily newspaper founded by Alexander Hamilton, one of our founding fathers. That's how they treated it, and the rest of the media lined up behind essentially this vast concentration of corporate and technological power and censorship.
So, Rob, that's...
Wow. So they went ahead and shut up. They literally took the voice away of the one New York Times. Was it New York Post? Was it New York Post and New York Times? I forgot already. Dang it. I'm just ridiculous. But they went ahead and kicked them off of Twitter so that they wouldn't say anything about it. And everybody else just followed suit and said, well, since it's hacked information, we're not supposed to talk about it. And if you talk about it, then you're going against what? What laws are you violating? What am I missing here? Because regardless if it's hacked or not, it's out there. And if it's out there, we should be able to talk about it freely, in my opinion, right? What am I missing, man? I'm missing something, because when it comes to communicating certain informations, well, not even online, that's going on around the world, it's like certain people want you to shut up about it unless you've gotten it the correct way. I don't get it.
That's a really interesting point. So is it your belief that because of the actions Twitter took against the New York Post, the other media outlets had a rationalization or a justification to effectively ignore the story as well? Was Twitter the leader on that?
I can't place which one of them acted as the leader. It's like this complex of institutions that included Twitter and Facebook. Shouldn't forget Facebook's role.
Yeah.
It included the mainstream center-left media, NPR, Politico, et cetera, and it also included a bunch of former deep state national security types who falsely characterized this as Russian disinformation, and they all sort of worked together to suppress this story, and then, as you said, to legitimate the suppression afterward, knowing ultimately that this was going to hold up and that this there was no hacking involved in this.
You knew what it was from the beginning, by the way. Here's what you tweeted on October 14, 2020. This is worth looking at. This is a big tech information coup. This is a digital civil war. I, an editor at the New York Post, one of the nation's largest papers by circulation, can't post one of our own stories that details corruption by a major party presidential candidate, Biden. So you knew what it was from the beginning. You guys had done the research as a credible journalist outlet, and yet you saw it suppressed. Real quick, what should...
This has to be criminal, man. I don't know any other way to look at it, but to me, this has to be criminal. What's up, Joe Bizzle for Shizzle, Angel, Sweet Angel, and Hose Clamp 619? Welcome. I'm glad to meet you. Glad to meet you.
People be taking away from this morning, frustrated at what was done to them?
Well, I should say I was the opinion editor, so I wasn't involved in reporting it, but I was reacting it as someone who worked there at the time. But very quickly, I think the important thing is we need big tech reform. I like Elon Musk, I like what he's doing, but we can't rely on one billionaire's goodwill. We need to rein in these companies and not allow them to act like publishers and censoring materials while not having any of the traditional publishers' liabilities. That's what our law allows right now, and we need something more like what Justice Clarence Thomas has called common carrier. Your landline phone company can't discriminate against you based on your political views. Big tech should be the same.
Wow. Well, you know, it all depends who's running the show, right? Because for some strange reason, it's like there's a whole bunch of backdooring going on. Pause. But it seems to be a whole bunch of backdooring going on where certain people are pulling, certain strings are being pulled of these companies. And by companies, I mean these platforms. And they're not allowed to put certain information out or say certain things or allow certain people to speak on things. And this right here is just one of many. So it's unfortunate that this has actually happened. This is crazy, man.
Smart guy. So Rob Amari, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
That was dope. And the reason why that's dope is because you got somebody who actually works for the newspapers, and they want to release this information, put this out there. Like, this has to be out there. But then you have other people holding their hands behind their back like, you better not. After a while, you're going to tap out. You're going to tap on the table and be like, yo, I don't want no smoke. But guess who does want smoke? Elon Musk wants smoke. He don't care, bruh. He don't care. As long as it's legal what he's doing, he's trying to make sure that, you know, people's voices are heard. And I appreciate that. I really do. Shout out to Elon Musk for that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Put this information out there so little people like myself can feel like, okay, is it okay to talk about it now? Are we good to talk about it? Because I'm just one of the people that's just waiting on the green light to speak on certain things. Because if you jump ahead of the fray and you start speaking on certain things before you receive permission to speak on certain things, you can potentially be shut down. And I don't want to be shut down, man. This is fun. Speaking to the people, talking about real issues going on in the world. I like this. I like it. So y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments, all right?